of deen, and Allah is Dayan. This is one of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then deen is also the day of judgment. Yawmiddin, Maliki Yawmiddin, the king of the day of judgment, the king of the day in which the debts fall due. Which is interesting because the word in Old German, guilt, is related to the same word, gild, which is debt. So human beings have a sense of debt. Now the fascinating thing about Western materialistic society is it attempts to reduce the element of guilt from the human species. This is really the thrust of modern self-esteem worship, this whole idol of self-esteem, which is part of the modern sickness. Feel good about yourself, even though there's really no reasons to feel good about yourself. I mean, you're really actually in quite a horrific condition. It's not I'm okay, you're okay. It's I'm dysfunctional, you're dysfunctional. And this is the type of society we're in. And yet we want to pretend everything's okay. And it's not okay. The ship's sinking. The ship's going down. And it's going down fast. But America, to me, and the Western world, and unfortunately the Muslim world now, because the Prophet used the metaphor of the boat, I think that we're like the Titanic. You see, the Titanic, like the Challenger, amazing name to call a rocket ship, the Challenger. Who are you challenging? The creator of the universe? That's an awesome reality to challenge. And if you get blown up in the process, you really have to think about what that meant. They haven't called anything the Challenger since then. Really? You know, I mean, it's tragic. The most tragic thing is that poor teacher, the science teacher, who believed that she was riding on a sophisticated technology when in fact it's a very crude technology. Right? Really, very crude technology that the margin of error, as our engineers would point out, right, exists, and it increases exponentially as the technology increases in its complexity. So this Titanic metaphor, I mean, if we look at this, the Titanic set sail from England, and it was deemed the unsinkable ship. Again, I mean, it's amazing. Think about that. I mean, the unsinkable ship. I mean, this is human hubris at its worst. And unfortunately, as Westerners, we grow up on the tragic hero, whose flaw is always hubris, right? That's the flaw of the tragic hero, is hubris. This Titanic here that's sinking fast, people, when the Titanic was going down, this is really interesting, the band kept playing, and people kept dancing, because they were convinced that the ship couldn't sink. And it was literally beginning to tilt. And people were still dancing. This is called self-delusion at its best. We can't sink. This is the Titanic, the unsinkable ship. And I paid a lot of money for this ticket. And they didn't even have enough lifeboats for all the people. But the lifeboats weren't even filled because people wouldn't get on them because they didn't believe the ship would sink. They didn't believe it would happen. Right? But it sank. And that's why this society is obsessed with raising the Titanic and all these things. We'll get it back. We'll make it unsinkable. No, it's down there for good. It's down there, and it took a lot of people with it. And this ship is sinking, and people want to say, I'm okay, you're okay. And it's not. It's a really serious situation. The band's out there playing, and I mean, another metaphor that I've used is the airplane. It's like the airplane has literally just lost power, and it's heading down, and the stewardess is saying, coffee, tea, or what would you like? And I'm saying, no, I need a prayer. I don't need tea, right? I need a prayer. Because if it's going down, I'm not going to be worrying about tea, because I'm not going to have time to enjoy it. I'm going to be worrying about what my last words are going to be. So this deen that the Prophet ﷺ was sent to give us, this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the debt. It's for